Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Oh, okay.
Hello, good afternoon. I am Angela Omale, and you are welcome to our maiden edition of Sustainable Livelihood, which today will focus on women empowerment. And with me on this program to host is
Hello, my name is Usaina Shehu.
So, firstly, Amanda's Social Development Network is a registered youth led non-profit and non-governmental organization with thematic areas in climate action, media for development, and sustainable livelihood, which today's program is a project of.
All right, thank you, Angela, for that beautiful introduction. As you said, economic empowerment for women. This topic is a journey of women, how to move them away from poverty to become socially independent, for them to be able to make a strategic life choice, a strategic life choice, and which most women was not able to get. All right, and then our guest should be here already. Our speaker should be here already. The person of Sarah Kuponi. Sarah, please, can you say hi?
Hello,
I
everyone.
think she's
Nice
here.
to be
Yes,
here.
Oh, you're welcome, Sarah.
Thank
she's here.
you.
Yes, yeah. Sarah, we can't see you. Is your camera on?
No, not yet. I just need to get to live where I am currently. Shortly.
Okay, okay, no problem. You're welcome. You're welcome
All
to the
right,
show.
you're welcome, Sarah. Okay, Sarah is a well-informed adolescent initiative hour and a national gender youth activist for UN Women. Sarah, you're welcome once again. And our second speaker, who is Young Enang. Young, please, are you here? Can you hear her?
No, I can't.
She's not.
No.
Okay, while waiting for Young Enag, I think we should just go ahead with Sarah while she's here. Okay, Sarah, you are actually someone who does a lot around girl child education. So I would want you to share your experience about economic empowerment. What do you have? What's the perspective around economic empowerment that you have and its relevance?
All right.
Hello,
Thank you very
Sarah.
much.
Can you?
Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
Okay, so for me, economic empowerment, based on what I do, it's for a woman or a girl or a lady to be able to make decisions regarding her finances, right? To be able to make decisions, to be able to allocate finances and make decisions about uh finances. That's what economic empowerment is all about.
Okay, Sarah.
And
Thank you. Hello, Sarah. Hello, Sarah. Can you hear us?
Can you hear us?
Okay. Anyways, while we wait for Edith Young to join us.
I think she's in already.
Oh, oh, Sarah. Please, if your mic is muted, please you can unmute it. Thank you
Unmuted.
very much. And our viewers and listeners, you are free to send in your contributions,
Yeah.
your questions, and we hope you enjoy the program. Thank you very much for tuning in and joining us. Um,
Okay, Sarah.
yeah, hello, can you hear me?
yes, we can hear
Okay,
you
we can
now.
hear you now.
Okay.
So, um, Sarah, we went through your profile and we saw you do um, some campaigns around is it aloe vera or sorry, please can you help us? We'd like to know more about
About that.
what that program is, what that project is.
Okay, that's Alora reusable parts, right?
Okay. Yes.
Okay, so Alora reusable parts is a social enterprise I started some it's up to a 2 year now, right? So I started and it produces we produce reusable parts and distribute it. Our goal is to address period poverty, and it's all started from my NGO work with a well-informed adolescent initiative, where we go to schools to carry out menstrual health hygiene projects, and then we give them disposable pads. And in the course of following up, we realize that after they've used those disposable ones we give them, the girls are back to the same problem, to the same challenges again, subsequent months. So, in order for us to have like a sustainable means of addressing period poverty, that's how we came about the reusable clothes pads. And this has been helpful. It has really, we've been able to produce over 10,000 units of the pads. We've been able to employ young ladies like in their early 19s and 20s, in their early 20s, to be able to earn a living for themselves. They've been able to save through that working with us. They've been able to save. There were some set of ladies that worked with me in last year. All the money they were able to save, they were able to go to school. They were able to go to Unica, like write their exams, the UTME exam, and be able to gain admission for themselves. So that's part of what economic empowerment is, providing the platforms and opportunity for women and girls to earn for themselves.
Okay, can you hear us?
Hello.
Yeah, I can hear
Hello?
you.
Okay, thank you very much. That's really nice. And it's so encouraging that what you're doing is empowering women. It's also helping them to stay, it's also helping them to stay um sorry, it's also helping them to have a hygienic menstrual cycle, and also you're empowering them and giving them some form of sustainable development. That is really nice. Thank you very much.
Right. Thank you, Sarah, for that. It's for that contribution and for explaining, for giving us an experience about women. Okay, then our next speaker is Edith Young, and I can't really see her here, but she said she's in already. Edith Young,
Young, we're waiting for
we are still
you.
waiting for you.
But I think we have her bio. We'll just okay. While we wait for
Okay, while
Young,
we wait
we'll
for her,
take
we
her
just
bio.
introduce her, and then when she comes in, we just go. Okay, Edith Young is she's a program manager at Victoria Lead International Foundation, and is a foundation that focuses mainly on the rights of women and children. She's passionate. She's a person who is passionate about women and children's rights advocacy. When she comes in, we are just going to engage her. Okay. After thank you, Sarah, for that experience. The next question that we should be asking you is on fragility, right, Angela?
Okay, well, we know that economic empowerment allows women to be able to express opinions, hold views, and be able to control what they want to do, things like that. Oh, okay, we have
Okay,
Edith
we
Young
have Edith
on.
Young. Hi.
So I think Husina, you would
Okay,
probably.
this is Edith Young. Okay, Edith Young, you came late, so we'll just go straight to what we have here. From your experience as a person who is passionate about child and women advocacy, can you tell us? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay, you can hear me.
Please, if you're if
Yes,
you're
I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay.
Okay, thank
Okay.
you.
From Young, from your experience, it shows that you're passionate about the girl child and women advocacy, girl child and women rights. So please, can you tell us what's your perspective on economic empowering women and its relevance? Can you hear me? Hello. Hello. Are you there? Okay.
Okay, well, let's just okay. See,
Okay, sorry. Okay, sorry about the break. I'm okay now.
Okay. Just go ahead.
maybe
Okay, so sorry, can you take the question again?
Okay, I mean, share with from your experience. Please share with us your perspective on economic empowerment and its relevance, as someone who is passionate about the girl child education.
Okay, thank you very much for this wonderful program, tackling the sustainable economic empowerment for women. So before I continue, I would like to share a light on what we are even talking about the economic development. Simply is the ability to make and act on decisions that involved the control over an allocation of financial resources of any person, could be male or female. But nowadays, we do not have sustainable economic empowerment for women, and it's quite unfortunate that there is no political will regarding economic development or empowerment of women. So, from my own perspective, it is very, very important for us to always have a systematic way of empowering women economically, because without the systematic means, we are still going to be empowering women the wrong way. Sometimes people do charity work and they call it economic empowerment. Economic empowerment entails so many things. Economic empowerment should be sustainable because there's this saying that if you give a man a fish, you give him food for one day. But if you teach him how to fish, you give him fish food for his lifetime. So it's high time we learn to do sustainable economic uh, empowerment for women.
Okay, thank you, Eddie Young. You mentioned something about systematic, that we should be systematic on empowering women. Can you
Yeah.
tell us a few things about that? What do you mean by we should be systematic on that?
Okay. Talking about systematic economic empowerment of women is there should be a legal framework that guides a proper and effective economic empowerment of women. And the only way we can achieve that is to have a legal framework so that nobody will just wake up to share wrappers to women, share 2 cups of rice to women, and or uh, try to override on them to say that they are doing empowerment. There should be some level of need assessment where you ask the women, what do you want to do? What is your interest? And then not just teaching women skills, there should also be entrepreneurial skills and business management, financial intelligence, and discipline at the same time. Because if you have all of this together as an empowerment is not just skills. It's not just giving a woman money to go and make to go and sell something or boost her business. It's beyond that. When we talk about economic empowerment, it encompasses of so many things, including information, education, health. That women should be evolved with the era, most of the time you discover that women are not even following the trend of the era, what's going on. They are not technologically inclined. They don't even know what is involved. If they want to do anything that involves technology, you will hear them say, oh, let them take it to a man to assist them. Meanwhile, it's not supposed to be so. We are not second class citizens. We are equally human beings. So, talking about systematic way of empowering women, there should be a legal framework. And there should also be a legal framework for women that are not in the formal sector. The informal sector should also have a regulation where women, where they also think properly for the women, just like National Health Insurance Scheme. It is mainly for those who are public servants. How about the women there at the community? And they did so well to have reviewed that policy to include people in the community, but it's not effectively implemented. That was supposed to be community-based health insurance scheme, but it has not been effectively implemented. Nobody cares about it. So those are the few points I feel it should be. Women economic empowerment should be more systematic.
Okay, thank you, Edidio. You actually made us to understand the systematic way of empowering women by telling us that before you empower women, you should ask, what does she want? What does she want to do? What is that thing that she's passionate about that can be economical to her? Thank you for that. Okay, then over to you, Angela.
Okay. Thank you very much, Edith Young. Sarah, I hope you're still on. Okay. I don't think we have Sarah on, but from everything you've said, I hope our listeners and our viewers are getting what is going on. Edith Young, someone called Newton says he or she has a question for you, and we have comments appreciating your work and telling you and Sarah well done for all you've been doing. So I don't know. While we wait for Sarah, I think I would ask you this. Now you're talking about we creating a legal and systematic framework for women to be able to be empowered and have some form of sustainability, right? Now we know how our culture can be sometimes now in a situation where women want to actually get some form of independence and they're being limited by their cultural beliefs and some certain set down rules and guidelines. How now do we help women like this? How do we help this kind of women? Please, I don't know. How can you shed some light on that? Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Before we talk about the society, there's something called a smaller unit of a society, which is a family. And in this family, we have our men who we feel they are most superior, and by societal constructs, they are. These people stay in the house. They are our husbands, our brothers, and our relatives. They understand the importance of having an empowered woman as a wife, or a sister, as a daughter. I think that while they are out there to make laws, regulations, they should also consider the fact that if they have an empowered woman as a wife, as a sister, it goes a long way to give them a kind of relief. And it boosts the economy of the country, not even that of the family. So before we even go to that, I think there should be a change in laws that limit women economic independence, by reforming inheritance and family laws, to lift prohibition on daughters' legacies. Because when we begin, where we are in a society where even religion, our religion is not favorable to women, and so many things, even the educational sector, talking about health, there is no political will for gender equality. So if we begin to take this thing as serious, as an important, as necessary for us to improve quality, gender equality in everything we do, I think it will be easy for us to achieve that. When we talk about the religion aspect of this, who are the holders of this religion, or the practitioners, or the rulers of this religion? There are the same people living with us in the house. So these laws can be reformed, be it traditionally, be it religion, anyhow, in all ramifications. There should be a reform of every law to be gender specific in a sense that if there is any new law or the old one that can be reviewed, it should be gender specific laws that gives women that leverage, that opportunity, that enabling environment to thrive. Because naturally, women have the ability to create, to nurture, and to also transform. So if there are laws in ground that are gender specific, I believe that women can use the natural power that they have to create wealth, to improve in our economy, to also nurture even the little things that will be given to them, the information, because information is also an empowerment. When we talk about empowerment, it's not just financial empowerment or skills empowerment. A woman who is well informed, a woman who is knowledgeable enough, is has the capacity and the ability to transform any environment that she is. So we should look at those traditional laws within us, and the people, our men who lives with us, our fathers, our husbands, our brothers, should also understand the importance of protecting women collectively. You can't be protecting women in the house and you don't protect her in the society. When laws are being made, you are just there and you are not even planning or even putting collective effort to see how to liberate women. Women are so vulnerable. Women are prone to so many things because of our nature. And men and the society are seeing us as second class citizens, as we are good for nothing, which is not true. If we are given that enabling environment, if we are given the opportunity, I think we can do better. And they should take examples from those women that are well informed, well educated, they have an enabling environment. You see that they are doing tremendously well. So if we collectively can give women that opportunity, it will have a positive effect even in our country economy as well. So, and I also think if we invest in women's economy empowerment, and set direct path towards gender equality, poverty, education, and even inclusive economic growth.
All right, thank you for that. Sorry about that. That was an internet uh, problem. Sorry for that. But we are back right now. And Edith Young, I guess you're still here. We all heard what you said. You talked about information, how information is very important to people who are not free because of their cultural beliefs and norms and the societal values and the societal values that we actually take note of that. And also you talked about gender equality, how people should be aware of practicing gender equality. All these are way that people can be ahead and not be stuck for being economic empowered. Okay, Sarah, I think Sarah should be here. Okay, while
Hello. Yeah.
Sarah, we are waiting for Sarah for the next question. I think we should. Okay,
Hello.
Okay,
Can you
Sarah
hear
is
me?
here.
okay, Sarah is here. Okay, um, Sarah, please, we want to go on to the next question. Can you tell us what do you understand by fragility?
What do you
Hello?
understand by what?
By
Right.
fragility.
What do you understand by the term fragility? You know that
Hello.
sometimes said in a way to downplay women. So please, can you tell us what the term
I
fragility
I
means
didn't
to
h-
you?
I didn't hear you. Like
And
there was
how
a
does it
break in
affect women
between.
empowerment? Thank you very much.
There was a break in between. I didn't hear you at
Network
all. If you
is
could
not
come
really by
again.
our side today.
Okay, while we wait for the network to be stable, we have comments here. We have Kingsley says, "Thank you, Edith Young, for your presentation." Mary Ogbeide says, "Economic empowerment of women must be sustainable and based on an assessment of their needs." Interesting discussion. Thank you, Mary. Thank you, Queensley. And
Obong.
sorry, please, our network is a little bit bad. So Hussein, continue from where we stopped.
Okay, we are talking about. I was on Sarah before the internet went off. I don't know if she's here. She should be here.
Okay, Sarah, did you get the question?
Okay, so you were asking what being fragile means.
Sarah,
Hello, can you hear me? I can hear you. Can you hear me?
yes,
Yes.
fragility.
As regards to women, and how does that? Yes,
Yes,
we
we
can
can
hear.
hear. Yes,
Yes.
yes.
Network is making making me to sound as if it's been a long time I said that. Okay.
Hello, can
Okay,
you
so
hear
for
us
me,
now?
what I yes, I can hear you very well. So I think the lag time is delaying more from my hands. But I can hear you guys immediately. So for me,
Go
what
ahead.
I understand by fragility is that when something
Okay.
it's easily broken, it's not strong. So relating it to um a woman or relating it to gender context, right? When you say a woman is fragile, fragility in women, it means that women that are weak, women that are easily damaged or broken. Basically, I think it stems from cultural orientation. How have been raised, women and girls from young age, they've been raised to understand that they're supposed to be a nurturer, they're supposed to be gentle, they're supposed to be calm, and they're to take everything anyone says to them and not show any fighting attitude or not disagree with anyone or not go all out for themselves to talk about what makes them happy or to talk about they prefer, right? So um to expatiate more, there is this curriculum I take girls on under the USAID project because I also teach girls on how to protect themselves from gender-based violence and abuse. So we have this curriculum by No Means No. It's called I Am Safer. So we teach them on mental skills. We have like four areas we focus on: the physical, the verbal, okay, it's three, and the mental skills that they need to know that it's not um they need to prevent abuse and violence from happening to themselves. And part of it, what I'm driving out is that part of it under that curriculum as um evidence research has shown that culturally girls and women have been raised to believe that they need to be docile, they need to be nocturnal, they need to be caring, they need to be like yes, yes, yes person. They cannot say no. And that has really affected women in being empowered because they are not going all out for themselves. They are not thinking about themselves first, right? So that's what I understand by fragility.
All right, thank you, Sarah. At least you've made us to understand what fragility actually means in a situation from your explanation where ladies had to be and not to fight for justice, but whatever they say to them, it's always a yes. And at that point, being fragile means they will not be able to fight for their rights, not be able to stand for their
Yeah,
rights. They will not be able to say things that are bothering them. And people don't care what is happening to them, if they're happy or not. I get your
yeah.
explanation very well. Okay, thank you for that. Okay, we'll just go straight to the societal change. What are the things you feel that should need to be done? What are the things that when you do it is going to change the society, the way they think about women, and that women should be economical powered? Okay, over to you, Eddie Young, please.
Thank you very much. There are a lot of things to be done for women to be economically empowered. And sometimes when we are talking about economic empowerment of women, we limit it to just the informal empowerment. And I think we should take it beyond that stage. We should take women empowerment beyond the informal sector. We should take women empowerment to formal sector, and then we should be very much intentional about making women to be technologically inclined, because a woman who is technologically inclined who have the ability and access information. Information is everything. Even that little so-called wrapper that they give to women and call it empowerment, if the woman doesn't have such information, she can't even access it. So I think we should be intentional about women empowerment when it comes to technology, because technology will expose women to so many opportunities. Technology will expose the women to even the political space, to so many opportunities that you can think of. And then secondly, we feel our education should be more about what is it called? Our education should be more practical than the theoretical aspect of it. And the educational sector should be friendly for women, because sometimes a lot of women stay away from school because the school or the environment, the structure, the infrastructures are not gender friendly. And then talking about even the agricultural sector, is sometimes you just give women seedlings to go plant and all of that without teaching them, giving them enough information about the entrepreneurial aspect of the agriculture. It's not about planting, harvesting, and selling, eating. No, agriculture is beyond that. There should be an entrepreneurial skills that women should know about agriculture, the opportunities that is embedded in agriculture, and then also health. A woman who have access to quality health is a woman who will be productive. If a woman is not healthy, doesn't have access to quality health care, that woman can never be productive. So healthcare is also an empowerment where a woman can afford, can access the healthcare. And especially, we are too vulnerable when it comes to childbearing. And if we are not empowered and empowered in the aspect of health to protect us, for us to have a good healthcare during childbearing, it also affects us because after childbearing, you may not be able to be useful to yourself, let alone the society. And then we should also make the workspace very safe for women. Because let me cite an example. I went to a school to deliver a letter. I noticed a lady sitting outside the principal's office. She was pregnant and she kept peeping inside the office. The principal called her and said, "Will you get out of that place? Go home. Your services are no longer needed." And I was so curious to ask. I said, "Sir, why?" He said, "She's pregnant and she can't be productive." I said, "How do you mean?" But she's the one that came to work from her house. She's been doing other things, and the pregnancy is not just 1 month, she's almost due. But she's been productive all this while. He said, "Yes, we need to dismiss her and replace her immediately because immediately she gives birth, she may not be able to come to school again." I asked him just one question. If she was to be your wife and she got dismissed just because she's pregnant, how would you feel? She said, that's why she needs to find herself a business so that she can play with her business during childbirth. That was so disheartening. You see where men place us in a society, that we are only good at childbirth and menial jobs and roadside hogging, which is very, very bad. At workplace should be safe. That's why I said earlier that
Edit Young,
these men,
well,
yeah.
we're really having a network issue.
Can I continue? Okay. It seems your network is quite bad. Okay, so the beauty of empowering women is, it involves providing people usually, disadvantaged, especially the disadvantaged women, by empowering them through education. This is quite bad. Network, it is very bad. Can I continue? You're calling me. Okay, it seems the host network is quite very bad. Let me continue. So, see you. They're able to join us. Okay, so like I said earlier, if we empower women to become financially independent, her life can change because she will no longer depend on other people. If you give a man a fish, you feed him for a day, but teach him how to fish. You feed him for a lifetime. So you welcome back, hosts. I couldn't hear you again, and I don't know if you were able to hear me. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Just go ahead.
Oh, okay, okay. So I was talking about things to be done for sustainable development, for sustainable economic empowerment of women. I mentioned earlier, technology is very important. Inclusive education is very important. Um, Sustainable healthcare is very, very important as well when you talk about economic empowerment of a woman, because a woman needs to be sound, a woman needs to be healthy for her to be productive.
Okay.
Yes, so and then I want to also put this so that whoever is listening, if there's something you can do, because when we talk about healthcare, it needs to be affordable, accessible, and available for everyone. So there is a national health insurance scheme, and it's mainly for people who are in the formal sector. So I will also use this opportunity to say that there should be a proper implementation of the community-based health insurance scheme. You know, that was reviewed policy from the National Health Insurance Scheme. That scheme was to take care of the women or people at the rural community who are not in the formal sector. And that has not been properly implemented. So there should be more advocacy, more strategies should be deployed on how to implement that, because it's actually an effective means of making healthcare accessible, affordable, and available for everyone. And then I also mentioned about workplace to be safe for every woman. Because if we make workspace safe for every woman, considering our vulnerability when it comes to childbearing, that is, it is not our fault, it's nature, and that's who we are. So we shouldn't be discriminated because we are pregnant. We shouldn't be discriminated because we just put to bed. We shouldn't be discriminated because of our menstrual cycle. It's something that everybody should be concerned about. Because live it or like it, every woman is somebody's daughter, is somebody's sister, is somebody's wife. As such, men and the society should collectively protect women, should collectively have women at their mind whenever policies are being during policy formation and implementation. Policies should be gender specific. Policies should be
Okay,
inclusive.
so here we'll be
Policies
talking
should
about
be,
inclusion and how women should be given equal rights, and they
yeah,
have that they should be given equal opportunity just as their other counterparts to compete in the business sector.
Yes.
And also, I was reading a United Nations Women report, and the report said that if women are economically empowered, we're going to have a more sustainable world, and things will actually
Oh, it's quite unfortunate we have lost the host again to network. We sincerely apologize for this. Just stay with us till the host is able to connect again.
Involved, more women empowered, so that we can have a more sustainable, better world, better society. And that's what we've been discussing here. How we need to educate, how we need to advocate, how we need to clamor that every woman has a right to compete in the existing markets. They should not be considered as weak. They shouldn't be considered as they cannot do this. They have the same privilege, they have the same rights, and they can even do more if given the opportunity. Women should also be given the space pregnant and when they put to bed, when during the menstrual cycle. And I've seen organizations where sometimes before they could allow you to even shortlist you to the interview section, they're going to be asking you, are you married? Are you pregnant? Questions like that. It just got me wondering, what if she's married and she's pregnant and she's capable? Does it mean the chance cannot be given to her? I feel they should create space for them to do what they're supposed to do. Okay, we lost Sarah. And okay, Eddie Young, you're still here. Why not just I read a question for you? This is coming from Favor Chimobi and Nele. And he says, Miss Eddie Young, I would like to know ways by which for the attainment of sustainable livelihood for women. Eddie Young, are you there?
Yeah, okay, please take that again.
Okay, how can digital skill help sustainable to sustain women? How can digital skill sustain women?
Okay, digital skills is a major way of economic empowerment of women, because like I said earlier, that if a woman has digital skills, it goes a long way, because through digital skills she'll be able to access so many information, so many opportunities, because the world now has evolved beyond the analog system. We are now in digital era where everything is done digitally. Technology has taken space, so everybody should be technologically inclined. Now, there are so many skills that women can learn. There are so many digital skills that women can learn. Like what we are doing right now, this live stream is a digital skill. If you did not have this particular skill, or if you were not technologically inclined, I don't think this would have been possible. And other digital, you can learn fashion digitally. You can learn baking digitally. You can even learn online marketing. You can learn a whole lot. You can sell your products, and you can even teach people on how they can increase their visibility on social media. You can as well there are a whole lot of opportunities in the digital world. So all a woman needs for economic empowerment is for you to just be technologically inclined. From there, you assess every other opportunity. Just have access to the internet. Once you have access to the internet and you have a device, that's just it. Because if you can access the internet, that's number one. You get to maybe browse about skills that is interesting to you, to learn. A lot of information are there.
Okay, thank you very much, Edith Young. So now, Favor, I would like to add to what she said. Now, digital skills now for women out there, for young girls out there. I feel for you to find the digital skill that is for you is you should have a self-reflection, find what you're really good at doing, and then see how you can connect that in the digital world. Like now, if you're someone that is into drawing, hey, you can try out graphics designing. You can learn that because you already have a passion in that field. So now going into graphic designing now helps you to become more digitally inclined. And then you can learn if you're someone that likes writing. We have how you can use copywriting and all of that. Like there's so much that you can do. You could learn software development. There are so many, and the way now training goes, it's easy and they make it inclusive now. So please, if you are listening and you're watching and you have any interest in digital skills, show we have so many organizations that are carrying out free trainings for this. So please just find one and sign up and try this. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Angela. And I think Sarah, we can find Sarah here again. But however, we just have to go because of time, and the network has really not been by our side. Thank you, Edith Young, very much for your contribution. You've made us understand a lot, setting ranging from inclusion and then telling the people, yeah, the government to implement a sustainable health insurance scheme, practicing inclusion and way to
Appreciate you. Thank you for tuning in. And also, please, we're going to have this again tomorrow. And do not worry, our network is going to be fantastic. Two more amazing female speakers.
Yes, Amina Usman Amza, and Augusta Yakub. Those are the two amazing speakers we're going to be having tomorrow. Like I said, I'm sorry about the network today, but I sure get all you've said and I understand all we've said. And we're also going to convey your message to other people who are not being able to make it here because of network or other issues. Thank you, Edith Young, once again.
Thank you very much. So please, you done. You said you had a question, but we didn't see your question. So maybe you can join us tomorrow the same time, 2:30 p.m. YouTube, Facebook, you can join us and you can still drop your question. We'll be able to answer that. And please, if you're not following us on our social handles, you can do that because we are on Amanda's Social Development Network and on Twitter, Amanda's SDN, and also on Instagram, Amanda's Social Dev. Thank you very much. We thank you. We appreciate you, our amazing speakers. We're sorry we couldn't go beyond this, but would like to do more later on in the future. Thank you very much.
Do have a lovely day.
Thank you.